Hi students, today we are going to discuss about IGCSE Chemistry past paper. This is paper 2, multiple choice. It is extended one from the IGCSE curriculum. And in fact, this is going to be the Mason 2016 series. Student, you will be given about 40 questions and you're going to complete this examination within 45 minutes. I would say roughly it's about 1 minute per questions. Okay, so shall you get started? Fine. So let us begin with the first question. Number 1. So let me read it out first, and then we can find out the correct option over here, right? Number 1, the particles of substance gain energy and change from the regular order structure to a disorder structure with large distances between the particles.
Which change of state is described?
You can get it the clear idea. They are talking about gain energy. Okay, that means the changes of state of matter taken place and it becoming disorder structure. That means a solid is gonna change into liquid. So it's basically disorder structure actually gonna be the liquid state of matter. And they are saying in addition to that you could see here large distance between the particles. So if you compare between three state of matter, solid, liquid, and gases, gas would have large distance between them. That means a solid is going to change. Solid is going to change directly gas. Okay, solid is going to change directly gas, not liquid. Understand? So which phenomena is basically you say that the state of matter changes solid to directly gas is called sublimations, right? Boiling is actually when the liquid changes into gas is known as boiling. Evaporation also the same when liquid changes into gas, but melting is when solid changes to liquid is called melting. So these are not the valid answer. The right answer could be sublimations. In sublimation, the solid substance directly convert into gas where you can get large distance between the particles. Is it clear? So right answer will be option D. Let me move on to the second question. Question number 2. In the chromatography experiment shown, which label represent the solvent front? So here there are 4 options you could see. It is also a easiest questions I would say. Option B says these are actually basically a colored compound. It is a colored compound or colored. Okay. And C is basically solvent. D is actually called starting line. It is starting line or where the color has to be, I mean ink, starting line. And there is option A is about, it is actually known as solvent front. This is called solvent front. So what is the right answer? The right answer will be option A. Okay, so option A is the right choice. Is it clear? Now let me move on to the third question. Third question also related to chromatography. So this chromatography topic we have studied in second chapter, right? Okay, let's see. X is mixture of colorless compounds. The diagram shows a chromatogram of X of 3 pure compounds P, Q, and R. The diagram is very easy to see, and let us see how they asked. Which statement is not correct? You have to find here the incorrect statement based on the diagram. Clear? So let's see which is actually incorrect statement. Option A, locating agent was used to develop the chromatogram of X. Obviously, locating agent is being to identify the color. So this is a correct statement. If you read the option B, P and R could be present in X. Okay, this P and R could be present in X. So compare the color. P is basically this color, right? R is basically this color, right? So P and R can be present, could be present in X. So that is why here they are actually matched up here and compare with this X. So they are actually lying in the same line. So that means P and R could be present at X. This is also correct statement. See, P and R have different solubility in the solvent. Different solubility. Okay, solubility you can find here different. Which one? P and R. This is P. The color of P is this. R is this. Obviously, you can find different distance because of the different solubility. So it travel only this much of distance, but R travel more distance. That means they have different solubility. So this is also correct statement. Now remaining is actually option D. Q has the greater RF value than air. So here you need to know what is RF value. RF value is basically a retention factor value. Retention factors. So retention factor is equal to X divided by Y. X is basically the distance traveled by the solute divided by distance traveled by the solvent front. Okay, so here Q has greater RF value than R. So we have to think it is Q, the color is this. This is actually X now. And the solvent front is actually this. It is called solvent front. This is known as Y. Okay, we have to divide them, then we'll get the exact value. So they are talking Q has greater R value than the R. This also will become X only. So if you compare in between Q and R, which travel more distance? Obviously, R has more distance and than Q. That means if it travel less distance, then RF value will be definitely less. If the color travel more distance, then RF value also will be more. So this statement is completely wrong statement, right? So they are saying Q has a greater RF value. So Q will not have greater RF value because it travel only less distance as compared to R. Clear? So right answer will be option D. This is the right choice. Well, okay, now the fourth one. Which statement about isotopes of the same elements are correct? There are three statements. Statement one says that there are atoms which have the same chemical properties because they have the same number of electrons in the outer shell. Yes, exactly. If they have same number of electrons in the outer shell, they will have same chemical property. This is the correct statement. Second statement says there are atoms which have the same number of electrons and neutrons but different number of protons. So this is not the proper definition for the isotope. So remember isotope definition, how do you define it? Isotope basically atoms which has same proton but different neutron number. But here they are talking number of protons are different. That means it is the wrong statement. Then third statement says there are atoms which have the same number of electrons and proton but different number of neutrons. So this is the exact definition of isotope. That means this statement is correct. So statement 1 and statement 3 is correct. Where is the statement 1 and 3? So option B, there is statement 1 and 3. This is the right answer. Okay, fine. So let me move on to the next question. Question number 5. So what is question number 5? The table shows the electronic structure of 4 atoms. So atoms are there W, X, Y, Z in the form of alphabet they have mentioned. And the electronic configuration is given. The W electronic configuration is 2, 8, 1 and followed by. Okay, which 2 atoms combine to form covalent bond? So here is the questions. How do you identify by means of electronic structure that form a covalent bond? Covalent bond basically can be done in between non-metals. Okay, in between non-metals. So how do you recognize which atoms are actually non-metals? Always remember, if at all the atoms would have or a element would have more than 4 electrons in the outer shell. More than how many electrons? 4 electrons in the outer shell. then you can say that's going to be the non-metals. So here you find it. W, does have here more than 4 electrons in the outer shell? Never, it has only 1 electron. So this is not the right? X, it has 4 electrons. That means it can be a non-metal. And Y also, there are in the outer shell, there are 7 electrons. That means it also a non-metals. Okay. And Z is why not? Because it is already fulfilled by octahedral. So that is why we will not consider it as. Okay, it is already filled with 8 electrons. That means it's not. It is a noble gas element. This won't take part in the covalent bond formation of covalent bond. Okay, so that is why the right one is X and Y. Okay, so what is the element of this X? It's talking about 2,8,4. That means it could be the silicon. So silicon is a non-metal, and this is about 2,8,7. The atom. What is the name of the element? 2,8,7. It's 17. That means it's a chlorine. Okay, so both are actually non-metal. So what is the right compound? What is the right answer for these questions? The right answer is actually option C. X and Y is actually the non-metal. Okay. So metal, how do you know? If at all in the outer shell they will be having about the less than 4 electrons, then that will be non-metals. Non-metals, they will have more than 4 electrons in the outer shell. Clear? Number 6, it is also a simple questions. Which statement describe the attractive forces between the molecules? That is actually intermolecular forces. So here you look at there are strong covalent bond which hold molecule together. They're talking about attractive forces between molecules, intermolecular force. Understand? They're talking about not intermolecular force of attraction. So which statement describe about attracting forces between molecules, and that to be intermolecular force. So covalent bond, they won't hold the strong force. So that is why first statement is wrong. They are strong ionic bond hold together. This is also wrong statement. They're talking about attractive forces between molecules. Intermolecular force of attraction can be found in covalent bond. Okay. Covalent. So look at C option. They are weak force named between the covalently bonded molecule. This is the right statement. Okay. So why not option D? They are weak force which hold ion together in lattice. This is also not the right option. The right answer is actually option C. Clear? Now number 7. The metal consists of lattice of positive ion in the sea of electrons. Why the aluminum malleable? Okay, well, for example, let's say this is aluminum metal. So in the metal, we'll have the sea of free electrons here. The electrons are this positive charge, and this is for positron. Okay, this is for metallic bond. Okay, here the electrons will be there. These electrons are called sea of electron or free electron in the metal. So why aluminum is malleable? There are 4 options. Its ions are attracted to the sea of electrons. Electron itself, the ion, negative charged ion. This is not right option, right? It's ion tightly packed together. This is also not right option. Ion is repel each other's. Repel when there will be repulsion takes place. If at all they are same or like charge, like negative negative or positive positive, there will be repulsion. Okay. So unlike charges are here, you can see in the metal. So unlike charges will attract it. So that's why this was not right answer. It layers the ion can slide over each other. So what happens here? This ion can slide over because this ion is also known as moving ion. Okay, so right answer will be layers of ion can slide over each other. So that is why the answer will be D. Okay, so therefore you have to choose the option D. So let me move on to the next question. Question number 8. Question number 8, it is about stoichiometric calculation. A sample of 16 gram of metal oxide, that is called MO, is reduced to 12 gram of metal, that is M. What is the relative atomic mass of M? So it's easy. You remember the mole concept. What is given in these questions, given information, you need to find out first, and then you're going to find the air. So always remember here the mole concept, you're going to use it. Okay. We have given 16 gram of metal oxide, MO, is reduced to 12 gram of metal. So that means metal M is actually 12 grams. And then here we can find MO means oxygen is known to us, right? So how do you get it? Total is 16. So let us find out the mass of oxygen here. Mass of oxygen, how do you get it? Just by subtracting. How? MO minus M will get oxygen, right? This is MO. If subtract M, then you will get obviously O. Oxygen you will get or not. So MO is actually 16 gram, right? 16 gram minus 12.8. You'll get 3.8. Is it 3.8? Use the calculator and get the appropriate answer. 6.2 actually. If subtract 16, so get it 2, and here 5, okay, 3.2. This is the subtraction we got it. The mass of oxygen, you got it 3.2 gram. Okay. Now, as you came to know that mass of oxygen is 3.2 grams, can you find the number of moles? This formula says that N is equal to mass, given mass divided by AR, relative atomic mass. Mass just now we got it 3.2 divided by AR of oxygen, we know 16. What is the AR of oxygen? 16. So after dividing, what will you get it? Divide it, all of you. You try 3.2 by 16, simple. So you'll get it's about 0.2. This is the number of moles of oxygen, you got it. Make sure that here they are actually MO is there. That means the M metals and oxygen, they are exactly mole ratio actually equal, 1:1, 1 and 1. Their mole ratio are equal, right? So that means we got it, the moles of oxygen is 0.2. The mole of oxygen we got it 0.2. Then what is the mole of M? That means you take as X. Okay. So how do you get it? After finding the moles, the mole of oxygen also will be 0.2, obviously, right? X times of 1 equal to 0.2 into 1. So X will be equal to 0.2. That means the number of moles of M also will be equal to same only 0.2, because their mole ratio are equal, 1 divided by 1. Now we got it, moles of M. Moles of M we got it. What they asked in the question, they asked question in what? We have to find the relative atomic mass, AR. So formula, you can use the same, just alternate it. So AR will be equal to M divided by mass divided by number of moles. So what did you get it? Here they have told you the mass of M. The mass of M is 12.8 gram, and the number of moles just now we got it 0.2. So divide 12.8 divided by 0.2, we'll get 64. Okay, so answer will be 64. It's very simple, just use one formula, and subtraction work is there, nothing to be there. Okay, moles are ratios are equals, number of moles will be equals, and finally use the formula of AR. AR means relative atomic mass is equal to mass given divided by number of moles. So we'll get the answer. Clear? Fine. The next question is 9. This is also mole concept. This is very simple one. You look at it, within few seconds you can answer it. But as I'm explaining you, it will take Few more seconds. The equation of the reaction between calcium carbonate and hydrochloric acid is shown. This is the chemical equations you have. Okay. How many moles of calcium carbonate will give you 24 centimeter cubed of carbon dioxide when reacted with an excess acid? What is given? You look at it. You have information about carbon dioxide. How much? 24 decimeter cube. That means volume you know. But you are going to find the number of moles of calcium carbonate. What do you have to find? Number of moles.
In the questions you can get it, carbon dioxide is given 24 centimeter cube, so it is not appropriate units. You need to convert into decimeter cube. So just divide 1000, so you will get in the appropriate unit. Okay, so n is equal to V by 24 decimeter cube is the formula for any gases, right? So here we got it, the carbon dioxide volume is 0.024, so just divide it and you're gonna get the answer. So V is equal to 0.024 divided by 24 decimeter cubes. So after dividing you will get 0.001. so after getting this number, this is the number of number of moles of carbon dioxide, and the answer will be D. Okay.
Next is about electrolysis. This is from the 5th chapter, electrolysis and chemistry. Okay, very simple. Look at it. Diagram shows the electrolysis of molten zinc chloride. This is called zinc chloride. Diagram is there. It is electrodes diagram X. This is Y electrodes, and molten zinc chloride is being taken. And we have attached the LED, the battery. Okay, we have attached the battery. This big terminal, this is small terminal. So big terminal are connected to the electrode is always which one? Anode. Remember it. Anode is always positive. The negative terminal of the battery connected to the electrode is called cathode. So cathode is always negative. Okay. So which statement is correct? So here I would say you have to read the statement first and then find out. Oxidation occur at the electrode X. The equation is this. So here they are talking about oxidation and reduction. So remember it. Electrolysis is a redox reaction. Both reaction takes place like oxidation and reduction. So reduction will also take place and oxidation also will be taking place at the same time. So you remember this formula, oil rig. Okay, oil rig, oil for loss of electrons is called oxidation. Loss of electrons is called actually oxidation. Rig means gain of electron is called reduction. Okay. So here, which side oxidation takes place or which side reduction takes place? If not, remember this two statement. Here I write POW and NCR. POW and NCR. If you cannot remember oil rig, then you remember this POW NCR. POW, P for positive anode oxidation. Positive anode oxidation. That means anode side always oxidation takes place. Oxidation means loss of electrons. NCR means actually negative cathode reduction. Negative cathode reduction. Clear? That means you are confirmed that the cathode side always reduction takes place. That means the electrode Y reduction will take place, but electrode X oxidation takes place. So look at the first option. Option A, oxidation occur at electrode X. Equation is chlorine, okay, is loses electrons and gives. Obviously here molten zinc chlorides are there. That means here zinc also is present as well as chlorine also present. Okay, zinc 2 plus ion and chlorine minus ion are there. So chlorine minus ion means excess of electrons, so it has to lose. So this is the right answers. And other option, if you like to check it, then you find out oxidation occur at the electrode Y, never. So they are talking about electrode Y, reduction will take place actually. Not right. Reduction occur at electrode X. X always oxidation. So this is also not right choice. Reduction occur at Y, but the statement they are talking to chlorine. Yes, chlorine gas is produced and 2Cl. This is also not produced. This also not the right choice. The correct answer is actually option. Which option? Option A is the right answer. Okay, this is the right answer. Shall we move on to the next question? #11. The diagram shows some property that substance may have, to which label part of the diagram is uranium-235 belongs to A, B, C, D. Okay, you know uranium is a radioactive element. It has extra neutrons. Uranium atomic number is 92, right? 92, 235. So it is a uranium is a radioactive isotopes or radioactive element. It is used as a source of energy, right? So look at it, which is the right answer. Here we have A. If you see, if you take A option, then it will be only the compound, right? So it will be not used as a compound. If you take B option, it is radioactive and compound. But if you take option D, then actually the right choice. Why? Because you can find it here. D is actually used as a source of energy, and of course the radioactive. So that is why option D is the right answer. Okay. Next 12, the diagram show a simple cell. Simple cell diagram is given. This is also from chapter 5, electrolysis and chemistry. Okay. Metal X, metal Y, wire, and flow of electron is actually which direction? This direction, flow of electron takes place. That means this metal is more reactive metals. Understand? And this metal is less reactive metal. So always remember the flow of electron takes place from more reactive metal to less reactive metal. So find out here X and Y. Option A is a copper and iron. So remember X supposed to be more reactive and Y is supposed to be less, so that the flow of electron will be from the X to Y. Okay, so copper is not more reactive. If you compare it between copper and iron actually reactive than copper. So that is why this is not the right option. Again, this is also not right option with copper are the. So if you compare between iron and zinc, so zinc is the top of the metal reactivity series. So this is also not the right choice. So option D is actually the correct answer, because zinc is more reactive than iron. In the metal reactivity series, we'll see it is the top from the iron. Okay, so more reactive is zinc, so that the metal X supposed to be zinc, metal Y is supposed to be iron, so that flow of electron will be in this direction from left to right. Clear? Answer is D, last option. Very simple, right? So let us move on to the 13th question. So I'm a little bit slower so that you will get clarity. So I'm not going to be very faster here in the explanations. Okay. 13, the energy level diagram of the combustion of methane is shown. Here methane is burnt. Okay, this is the reactant part. And here energy is produced. I mean the product is formed. This is carbon dioxide and water. So energy level is less. Here level of energy level of reactant is actually more. Product is less, reactant is less. Reactant is more. Which role gives the equation and the energy changes of these reactions? So remember, this graph is very, graph says about the exothermic reaction. Why? Because exothermic reaction, what happens? The heat energy will be released. More heat will be released. So delta is always negative. Remember, because this graph, the product has less energy than the reactant. Right? Look at the level of energy. The graph. Product has less and the reactant has more. That means it is an exothermic reaction. So for exothermic reaction, energy change is always negative. So you Omit this one positive and this one is two options actually wrong. Either it can be B or D. So look at it. If you look at the B option, methane react with oxygen to form carbon dioxide gas and water. Energy is negative 89. If you look at the methane burn in presence of oxygen form carbon dioxide gas and liquid form of water. So look at it, you will not get the liquid form of water when you burn methane. Okay, you will get gas form, you will get steam. So that is why answer will be B, not D. Clear? So what is the right answer? Answer is B. Now let me move on to the 14th questions. This question comes from chapter 7, rate of reactions. Okay, chemical reactions chapter. A liquid X react with solid Y to form a gas. Which two diagrams are suitable? Method of investigation, the rate speed of reaction. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 different diagrams. Clear? So where do you investigate? Exactly which diagram describe where you can collect the proper, you can investigate or we can find out the gas. Especially here you can see it, we can measure, the measurement will be appropriate out of this 4 diagram where you can get it, where you can investigate it. So here number 1 diagrams, it's about cotton wool, and here we have even gas syringe. So cotton wool only can prevent the splitting of acids, so it cannot stop getting out the acidic and that gases. So that is why it is not the reliable to investigate or to measure the gas. Okay, so that is why I look at it, the option. So 1 is not correct completely, so that option A and B is incorrect. Now it can be option C or D. Look at it. Here we have actually connected the stopper, and here you can say balance. The mass 44.0.2 mass is there. Basically, how unless until the gas moves or measure in the gas syringe, so you, unless until there is a changes of the mass, you are not going to get the proper substances. So right, so you cannot measure out the proper one as the stopper is attached. So that means it has to be somewhere open so that you can be finding the changes of the masses. Okay, so that is why it is also not the reliable. That means option C also not correct. That means there is a chance of option D only. So 2 and 4. So why 2 and 4? Here you can see the cotton wool is there. So here some of the mass can be escape, so that there will be change of the mass in the balance. Okay, so you can measure it out properly. And moreover, 4 diagrams. Here we have stopper, so no gas can be moved, and here the gas can be measured appropriately because there is a gas in. So that is why this 2 will be the right choice. So option D is the right answer. Clear? 15. Which row describe how the energy collision between particles changes from concentration and temperature are increased? Okay, so here listen is collision is directly closely related to the temperature. It's not about the concentrations. If you increase concentration, then there will be not increasing of kinetic energy. Obviously, if you increase the temperature, then kinetic energy also only will increase. So look at it, concentration, temperature, option A, B, C, D. Concentration will increase or temperature will increase. Will it increase concentration? I said there is no relationship between concentration with the particles movement or something that we could say that. Okay, if you increase the concentration, there will be no increasement of kinetic energy. Only if you increase the temperature, then kinetic energy obviously will increase. So that means these 2 options are actually wrong because there is no close related to the concentration and the collision theory between the particles. So option A and B is wrong. Now there is chance of option C and D. No change, no change, increase, and no change. So look at it. Collision between particles changes when concentration temperature increase. If you increase temperature, obviously the collision can increase, but if you increase concentration, there will be no change. That means option C is the right one. Option D, of course, the wrong. Okay, clear? Now, 16th. Methanol is made by the reacting carbon monoxide with hydrogen. Okay, and the reaction is exothermic and is a chemical equilibrium. The reaction of the equation of the reaction is shown. This is the equation. Carbon monoxide react with hydrogen gas to produce methanol. Clear? Which changes in the increase temperature and pressure increase the yield of ammonia. So remember that this is exothermic reactions are always the forward reactions. So here you can see it's a reversible symbol is there. That means they're talking about the equilibrium. So remember the Le principle in terms of taking the temperature and pressure. Okay, as it is a forward reactions, the exothermic reactions. What happened? The condition of temperature and pressure, where the maximum yield of methanol takes place. So for the more yield of methanol, the condition must be low temperature and high pressure, right? High pressure. Why? Because low temperature favor the forward reactions, but high temperature will not favor the forward reactions. As forward reaction, there is a methanol. That means the production will be more, obviously. So remember that we have to take this condition. Low temperature will favor and high pressure will favor the the amount of methanol yield or the production of methanol, right? So if you take low pressure, then low pressure will favor the backward reaction this way. So we are not required. They are asking which changes can increase the yield of methanol. So this changes we have to find in the here in the table. You have four options A, B, C, D. Which is correct one? Now definitely temperature must be less. Temperature you should not increase because it is a exothermic reaction. There is temperature itself, so no need to increase the temperature. That means option C and D is not right. The answer can be either option A or B, right? Answer can be option A or B. That means I told you that low temperature will favor the forward reactions. Forward reaction means towards right side. Okay, right side means there is a methanol. The production will be more. So that is why temperature must be decreased and pressure must be high. That means it is increased. So option B is the right answer. Okay, it is clear. 17. 17.1 is actually they are talking about which equation represent the redox reaction. What is redox reaction? There are actually here four options are there: A, B, C, D. Okay, in terms of electrons. So in terms of electrons, reduction reaction is actually gain of electrons. Gain of electrons. So where gain of electron takes place. So if you see the oxidation number here, option A, Fe2 plus when gain electrons, it's supposed to be Fe3 1. Sorry, Fe1 only, but it became Fe3 plus. That is not the right one. Second, if you look at Fe2 plus, it loses electrons. So it's supposed to be, this is also not the values. Okay, it is not the gain of electron. It is actually, they are talking about loss of electron. This is actually gain of electron. Look at it, Fe3 plus, the oxidation number decreases. Like when oxidation number decreases, then that is called gain of electron. Okay, decreases from 3 to it was 3 and it became 2 plus. That means it decreases oxidation number. So here gain of electron takes place, right? So Fe3 plus when gain 1 electron, so it became Fe2 plus. Now if Fe2 for example gain 1 electron, it will become Fe3 1 plus. If Fe1 plus will gain electrons, then it will become Fe. So this is the way, this is called basically gain of electrons. So right answer actually option C. Why not the D? D is actually wrong. It is actually not gain of electron. It is about loss of electron they have mentioned. So that is why the right answer will be option C, because this is about the reduction reactions. Reduction reaction means gain of electron. Gain how many electron? One electron. After gaining one electron of this Fe3 ions, it became Fe2 plus ion. Okay, so reduction takes place by oxidation number will decrease always. Yes, in oxidation number will increase. Oxidation reaction, oxidation number will increase. Okay, fine. 18th, which statements are property of an acid? So there are two properties. Let us see first statement, second statement. React with ammonium sulfate to form ammonia. It's not going to be right. It turns red litmus blue. So acid always turns blue litmus paper into turn. So that is also. So statement 1 and 2 statements are not the acid of property. So answer is actually D. Okay. 19. Which row describe whether an amphoteric oxide react with acid and bases? Yes, here they are actually react with acid and react with bases. Option no. Amphoteric means they can react with acid also and base also. That is the meaning of amphoteric, both. Okay, so that means they will be reacting with acid also and base also. Yes and yes. So option D is the right answer. Okay, so amphoteric means both nature. 20. Question number 20. This is from the chapter 8. You can find the precipitation reaction. Silver chloride is insoluble in water. Okay, it's prepared by precipitation reactions. Which two substances can be used to make silver chloride? So how do you make silver chloride? So is it possible? So obviously we take barium chloride. Okay, barium chloride to make it silver chloride, and silver nitrate also can be used. Okay, so that is it. The right option is A. Why not B, C, D? So look at it. Hydrochloric acid and silver chloride. Silver, here we have actually barium also, right? And here silver are there because of the reactivity nature. So here the hydrochloric acid and silver chloride cannot be used. Hydrochloric acid and silver bromide. So bromide is actually less reactive than chloride. So that is why the reaction also cannot be taken place. So iodide. Iodide is less reactive than chloride. So that is why no reaction takes place. So answer is first A. Okay. So you might be seeing the halogen element, the reactivity series. Chlorine is more reactive. Fluorine, bromine, iodine. Fluorine is more, then chlorine, then bromine, and then iodine. So displacement reaction I have taught you, right? So answer is first option A. 21. Where in the periodic table is the metallic character of the element greatest? So look at, you just frame the periodic table in your mind. So periodic table is just a schematic diagrams. Let me do over here. So this looks like periodic table looks like this, right? This is actually, if you write in terms of block, so you can say S block, P block, D block, and F block. Okay, so at the left part there are metals, these metals. Okay, this is also metals, this also metals. A non-metal parts actually right side, top of the right. These are non-metal elements. The talking left or right side of the periods at the top of the bottoms of the period. So always remember left side. This is called left, and this is right side. Okay, so obviously the metals are actually metallic character, that right? Metallic character of element is greatest. So when you go down, this is actually go down, that means bottom part from left side, the metallic nature will increase. That means the option A is left and bottom. Okay, so here we will get hydrogen, helium, hydrogen, lithium, sodium, okay, potassium, and rubidium, cesium, like that. So when you go down the group, the metallic nature will increase. Okay, that means it will be left and bottom part. Okay. So right is actually non-metal. So that is why it will be wrong. And this is top part, there is a less reactive metal is there. I mean, if you compare the first group elements, when you go down the group, then only the metallic character will increase. So it also cannot be right bottom, right top. Right tops are actually non-metal. So that is why option A is right answer. Okay, 22. Rubidium is group 1 metal. Just now I did the periodic table. Okay. So which statement is correct? The correct statement, which statement about rubidium is not correct? Actually, we have to find incorrect statement. Okay. A, it has higher melting point than lithium. Second option say it has one electron in the outer shell. It has vigorously with water. It reacts vigorously with water. And D, it's react with chlorine to form rubidium chloride. So this is correct statement. When it react with chlorine, it becomes rubidium chloride. And it is as it is reactive element in the first group. When you go down the group, the reactivity nature increases. If you react with water, obviously it reacts vigorously. And rubidium would have one electron in the outer shell. This is also correct statement. The wrong statement is actually it has higher melting point than the lithium. Okay, this is the not correct statement. Lithium has actually more boiling point. Clear? So answer is actually A. Okay, 23. The table gives information about 4 element PQRS. And which element could be transition element? So remember it, transition element actually it is lies in the D group. Okay, what we call it, D group elements are transition element, middle of the periodic table. Okay, melting point transition metals are basically hard actually, remember. So look at table P, table here you can see melting point in centigrade, conductivity when in the solid, density is there, and the color of iodide of the element is given. P is, which melting means 98, good conductor. So it's a metal, density 0.97, and the color in iodide solution will be white. It's negative, that means it is a soft, it is not a transition metal, because transition metals melting point will be high because these are metals. Non-metals will have negative degree Celsius melting points. So of course it's a good conductors. Density is, yes, it's about 13.53. It's red color. And look at it, the melting point of R is about 1410. It's not conductivity, that means it is not metal. Colorless, density is 0.233. S, it has high melting point, good conductor, density is actually 7.8, and it has green color obviously. So as melting point is high, so S going to be the transition element. As the metal, it conduct electricity, and density also it has high, and transition element are always colorful element. Okay, they will, this is also known as colored or complex element. That is why 4 statements match up with S. So answer is S only. So what is the option? D option, S only. 24, the part of periodic table is shown. Well, which element is a gas that does not form a compound with potassium? Which element is a gas that does not form compound with elements? So listen, this is P block, sorry, S block element, this is P block element, this is D block element they have given, and options are given. So this is basically metal element, these are non-metal element, this is also non-metal, but this last group are actually called inert gas. Inert gas or noble gas. Noble gas. So this element does not react with any other element because they have filled with octet. I mean filled with 8 electron in the outer shell. So that is known as noble gas element. So that is why answer will be option B. So B element never react with any other element to form compound. So that is why answer will be B. Clear? 25th. So magnesium compound undergo the thermal decomposition, and what are the product, the thermal decomposition of magnesium nitrate? This is the compound MgNO3 whole twice and magnesium hydrase MgOH whole twice. So look at whenever you decompose this MgNO3 magnesium nitrate, you will be getting magnesium oxide, and from here we'll get nitrogen oxide also, and obviously oxygen also will be released. Okay, and if you decompose this magnesium hydroxide, we'll get magnesium oxide, obviously MgO, and water also will be produced. So that is why option A is the right answer. So why not option B? Why it is wrong? Because when you decompose magnesium hydroxide, will not get hydrogen. Okay, that is why it is not the right answer. And moreover, here if you decompose this compound, will not get magnesium nitrate and oxygen. So that is why this is not wrong. If you decompose this metal, you will not get this also. So that is why option A is the right choice. Clear? 26. Which property is not considered a typical metal property? So which one? Which is not considered as a metallic property? So metal always good conductor of heat. It is correct statement. And malleable, it is also correct statement. And metals are strong, but metals doesn't have low melting point. Metal supposed to be high melting point. So that is why the incorrect statement is this. So the answer will be option B. Metals proper. It is not the property of metals. So low melting point is the not property of metals. Answer is B. Clear? Now 27. 27. Iron from a blast furnace is treated with oxygen and with calcium oxide to make steel. Okay. Which substances in the ions are removed? Oxygen removes what? Calcium oxide remove what? So remember it, there are four different options. Oxygen actually remove the carbon. Oxygen remove the carbon, and calcium remove the which one? Which oxide? Acidic oxide. So in the blast furnace, we'll get it, the calcium oxide. Calcium oxide actually will react with the impurity called silicon dioxide. Okay, so it will form slag, calcium silicate. That means this calcium oxide remove the acidic oxide, because sulfur dioxide is acidic in nature. Acidic oxide, right? So here the right option will be A. Clear? Oxygen will remove carbon, and the calcium oxide will be removing which one? Acidic oxide. The other one is not, this is not basics. So iron want, oxygen will not remove to iron. Okay, this is also wrong. This is also wrong. The right answer is first B. I mean option A. 28. Why is cryolite used during the extraction of aluminum by electrolysis? So this topic, could you remember? Chapter 3, atomic structure and chemical bonding. There we use how the extraction of aluminum taking place by using cryolite. So cryolite is a substance, remember, which lowered the melting points, isn't it? So look at it, this is options. What are the options are? Option A, it is a catalyst of the reactions. No. And it protect the anode. No. It separate the aluminum from aluminum. Cryolite won't separate, so no. It lowered the melting point of, yes, this is the right answer. Okay, cryolite, it lowered the melting point of electrolyte, because melting point of aluminum oxide is actually too much. So that is why it will be too cost to extract aluminum from aluminum oxide without lowering the temperature. So that is why we use this compound scarlite in the extraction of aluminum. Okay. 29. The diagram shows an experiment to investigate how paint affect the rusting of iron. Okay. So here you can see in the tub there is water and this air is filled with 1/5 of this test tube, and then you can find it here. P is iron and Q also painted iron. So painted basically the process we use to get rid of rusting, right? Painting is the process where rusting, in order to avoid the rusting, or this is the preventive measures, right? We do painting in order to prevent the rusting. Look at what happened to the water level in the tube P and Q. So what happens now? A says false, tube P. Tube P means this, tube Q is this. Will fall or rise. Tube Q will rise. Never, it is already a painted iron. So oxygen won't react with painted iron. That means it will not rise. Option A is wrong. No change rises. This was not correct one. Okay. Option C says tube P rises and tube Q is false. So is it correct? This is also not correct. Obviously P will rise, but it will not fall. It will remain same. Okay. But D says that tube P rises and tube Q will be not changed. So this is the right one, because as this iron is there, air can actually oxidize. This iron can be oxidized by means of air, so that the tube can rise up. But in case of painted iron, this tube Q, there will be no change. So that is why the right answer will be option D. Okay, 30. A new planet has been discovered and its atmosphere has been analyzed. So it is hypothetical questions. Okay, this is atmosphere and planet. A table shows the composition of its atmosphere. Well, the gas here we have in the table is carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and oxygen with the percentage. So carbon dioxide percentage by volume is 4, but exactly we know 0.003. As we know in the atmosphere, the exact value of carbon dioxide 0.004. Now it's even it can be written 0.004. It is 0.003. Now after 10 decades, it became here 0.004. Exactly now. Remember in the textbook, you can find this two figure. So okay, so nitrogen 76% is supposed to be. Okay, oxygen supposed to be how much? 21%. This is the exact value, the volume of the gases present in the atmosphere, right? So remember one figure for carbon dioxide is 0.004. This one figure only remember. Okay. Which gases are present in the atmosphere of the planet in higher percentage that they are in the Earth atmosphere? It's very simple. Obviously, oxygens are closely 21%. This is also closely 76%. But Earth, we have only 0.004%, right? It is too much. 4 is actually too much, right? So that is why it's supposed to be carbon dioxide, right? Carbon dioxide and oxygen. So oxygen also will find, right? There is a little more differences. 31. The gas coming from a car engine contain oxide of nitrogen. How are these oxide formed? How the oxide forms? It is simple. Nitrogen has to be reacted with oxygen. Which option? Nitrogen won't react with carbon dioxide is wrong. This also wrong. This is the right option. Option C, nitrogen react with oxygen, so that here nitrogen react with oxygen from nitrogen dioxide. Okay, we'll get the, so that is why the option C is the right choice. Option D is not seen. Okay, now Nitrogen react with petrol. No, this is also wrong. So option C is the right choice. Which one? Option C is the right answer. Nitrogen will react with oxygen. 32. Ammonia is manufactured by reversible reaction. Here is the chemical equations you can see. It is called reversible reaction because symbol here, reversible symbol is there. If you find this symbol, then it is confirmed it is a reversible reaction. So the Fourier reaction is exothermic. What is the effect of increasing pressure on the percentage yield of rate of formation of ammonia? So this is Haber process. Already we know the condition for the formation of ammonia. What is the percentage yield of rate of formation of ammonia? What is the effect of increasing the pressure? Okay, you have to think about the pressure and formation of ammonia. So what condition is favorable for the higher yield of or rate of formation of ammonia? What is the condition we use? We use low temperature and high pressure. High pressure favor towards right side. I means forward direction. I means in the production of ammonia, more ammonia. So what will be the right answer for this? If you increase the pressure, I means high pressure, the formation in the percentage yield also will increase and the rate of formation also will be increased. So that is the option D is right. Understand? This is the condition of formation of, ammonia. Okay, so however use low temperature. So low temperature and high pressure favor always forward directions. I means towards right side. Right side is ammonia, so more ammonia can formed, right? So this is the favorable condition. Favorable condition is low temperature and high pressure. That means if you increase the pressure, then there is a increasing of the amount of ammonia. Understand? So answer is D. 33. The contact process used for the manufacture of sulfuric acid. Obviously, the manufacture of sulfuric acid, we use contact process. Which statement about this process is not correct? So we have to find incorrect statement. So does we use the catalyst of iron? Never. The iron catalyst we use actually manufacture of ammonia, not in sulfuric acid. Okay, so wrong statement. Oxygen from the air is used to react with the sulfur. So this correct statement as for this. This was the correct statement. Temperature used over 40. This was correct statement. That means the process is not correct as per this question. Is actually catalyst of iron is used. Okay, so that means this is the right answer for these questions. And remaining options actually correct statement. This statement only wrong as per the manufacture of sulfuric acid. That means option A is the right answer. 34. Lime, which is called calcium oxide, is used to treat wastewater from the factory. Which substance removed with lime? How you use? So basically sulfuric acid, it is a basic substance, calcium oxide, right? It is a base. So used to treat wastewater from factory. Which substance removed by the lime? So this lime can be removed by means of an acid only. So ammonia is a base, sodium hydroxide salt, so chloride is a salt, this is salt. So basically we use acid H2SO4 so that it can be removed. So acid base reaction takes place. Okay, so answer will be option D. 35. The diagram shows the separation of petroleum into fractions. So remember it. These fractions actually petroleum product to be generated. So we use here what gasoline and XYZ as they are in the higher, they will be in the lighter. So gasoline obviously lighter than X and Y and Z, and the last one is heavier. Butane is actually heavier substances. It's generate from when you boil the crude oil, so we'll get this petroleum product. These are the crude products. So what could XYZ represent? So XYZ, so you have to memorize this. It is there in the chapter 6. Okay, direct question is asked. So what is X? Just below gasoline there is a paraffin, and Y it is a diesel oil, and which one? Z, lubricating fraction. Which lubricating fraction? X is not diesel oil, right? Diesel oil is always below paraffin. So what is the right answer for these questions? Option D is the right choice. 36. Which compound is not an alkane? So look at it. You have to find which is not alkane. And formula CnH2n plus 2 is given. So alkane compounds are basically made by single covalent bonds. I mean carbon-carbon single bond. If you find, then that gonna be the alkane. Okay. If you find carbon-carbon double bond, that will be the alkane. Okay. So here we have to find which compound is not alkane, which is not single bond. Okay. So here you can see, if you look at the first compound, this actually having single bond. How? CH2 single bond CH2 with this CH3 group is here, and here one CH3 group is there. This is alkane compound, single bond compound. And here also this compound, if you look at it, methyl it's 2 times. That means here the carbon, here 2 methyl CH3, and here CH. Okay, this is the compound. This also seems to be single bond only. Okay, and here if you see, here you have CH3 CH. This is actually alkene. This is only the double bond. Okay, you have CH3 bond and CH3 bond. That means it has double bond, so it is not a alkene, right? That is why the right option will be C. Look at it. This is methyl. There are 3 groups of methyl with CH. Okay, 3 group of methyl, CH3, CH3. This is called methyl group, and H. That means it is also a single covalent bond. That means it is also alkane. So you have to find which is not alkane. So not alkane is actually, it is alkene double bond compound. Okay, right answer is option C. Now 37. An ester is formed when the carboxylic acid react with an alcohol. Which ester is formed when propanoic acid and ethanol reacts? So propanoic acid, you can write here CH3. Just one. Okay. So here let me write here. Propanoic acid is CH3, CH2. Prop means 3 carbon, CH2, and COOH. This is propanoic acid. React with ethanol. Eth means 2 carbon. I mean CH3, CH2, OH. Simple. Now esterification reaction, what happened? Now one molecules of water molecule will be eliminated. That means OH from carboxylic acid, hydrogen from the alcohol will eliminate, and remaining compound you write as it is. CH3, CH2, you just write, then CO, and flip this one, flip this side. That means oxygen and CH2, and these are CH3. Plus water is eliminated, right? So water is eliminated, water. Now this compound, you find it somewhere. It is CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. This is not the right one. Look at CH3, CH2, COO, CH2, CH3. So option D, you have CH3, C2, CH2, CO2, CH2, and CH3. So this is the right one. Okay, B is wrong, C also wrong. The right option, this is called ester. This is known as ester. This ester will be formed. So right option is actually D. Okay, in this way you can get the ester. Now 38. What is the advantage of producing ethanol by fermentation of sugar compared to the catalytic addition of steam to ethane? So what is the right answer for these questions? We have to compare the advantages of that. So basically we know that the alcohol produces purer, not at all. The process is faster, no. The process uses high temperature. We don't use high temperature for the fermentation of sugar. So the process uses renewable raw materials. This is the advantages of producing ethanol by fermentation process. The right one will be option D. Clear? So let me move on to the 39th, second last question. So in which row are the monomer and the polymer chain correctly matched? Well, this question to be solved very tricky way. So remember it, these are the monomer. So when you combine two or more monomers, we tend to get a polymer. So in the second part here, we have part of polymer chain. So look at it here, there are few options. Which options match? So monomer, basically it looks like this, CH, double bond, CH. Okay, the CH group will be there. Here you can write it, CH3 group, and here one CH3 group. Okay, this is actually the monomer. Monomer is supposed to be a alkene group. Okay, when it turns out into polymer, so only you have to make sure that this double bond will be removed. So write same as it is CH, single bond, CH. So you write as it is CH3, here also on CH3. Okay, so this is basically is known as polymer. This thing you have to find out in the part. Okay, so look at it, CS3. Okay, CH, CS3, CH, CS3, CH, CS3, CH, CS3. Okay, this is going to be the right answers. And if you look at the other one, these are actually not in the proper format. Okay, this CH2 is there, but when they comes out into the polymer, they became different numbers. So polymer changes of polymer, only the double bond will be converted to single bond, not any other molecules or the atoms. Understand, the atom will be remain same, only the double bond will be changed into single bond. So that is why answer A will be the right. These are the wrong options. So you check it D also. There is not the proper arrangement. CH2, CH, CH2, CH is invalid arrangement. So proper arrangement is, you can find it, option A. The last question is about which two polymers have the same linkage bonding the monomer together. So you have to find the same linkage. Okay. So nylon and complex carbohydrate. So nylon will have amide linkage. Amide linkage means NHCO. Okay. So what we call it, CONH also. This is called amide link. Amide link. So nylon will have amide link, but carbohydrate will not have amide link. So remember, so that they are not the appropriate. They are taking same linkage bonding form monomer together. From that they will get it the polymer. So nylon protein, yes, obviously nylon will have the amide link, CONH. This is called amide link. And on the other hand, protein is a natural polymer. This also will be formed by means of amide links, because we use amino acid. We use amino acid. So that will be also gives rise to that. So this is made out of the natural polymerization reaction. You can say that naturally the protein will be formed by amino acid, and this is nylon will be formed artificially by means of amino acids on. So that is why they will have same linkage. So answer will be B. Pterylene will not have the same linkage with the complex carbohydrates. Complex carbohydrate will get OH group. It looks like this. Okay. or this kind of group you will get in the complex carbohydrate. It's not matches with pteryline is the addition polymer. So these are invalid option. Pteryline and proteins are not having the same linkage. Okay. So pteryline means actually ester. Okay, polyester. We call it polyester. So polyester will have ester link, that will be COO. This link is known as polyester link, what you can find in the pteryline. So this last option also wrong, because protein will have amide link, pteryline will have ester link. This is called C double bond is a ester link, and CONH is actually basically protein, the amide links present in the protein. This is called amide link. So different links are there. So that is why right answer is which one? Option B. So option B will be the right choice. Well, so hopefully you might have understood about today's discussion.